Hello, everybody. It's Stephen and Walter here for another edition of So Chatty. It's episode number 120, and it's November the 3rd, 2023, and we hope you had a good week since the last time we spoke with you. So today we've got a couple of topics. One has to do with a recent purchase Walter made that we're very disappointed in, and you're going to find out all about that because this is a product that we have bought from the same company before, and we're always absolutely delighted with them. So what's going on there? We'll come to that. And then we're going to handle an issue here. How do you search for things rather than just ask about it? We'll talk more about that in a minute, but let's start with what I have been working on currently. Just a little sneak, because I'll talk about these in a little bit more detail and show you more close-up pictures of the quilting and thing next week on the Idiot Quilter. This is Stephanie Stitch's pattern, the Blooming Grow, and you have seen this before I quilted it, but now it's all completely quilted. It is bound, and I'm really happy with it. And as I said, I'll talk more about it on Tuesday, as will I talk more about this. You know all the shirts that Walter makes for us. He's wearing one of his shirts. I am not today because what I have is a decided shortage of long sleeve shirts made by Walter. I have one. I save it for special occasions. Well, there's lots of scraps. As we all know, we generate scraps. And I took all the scraps from the shirts that Walter's made for me, and I made this quilt. So this quilt is all from scrap fabric left over from the shirts, as I said. Now, I do have a picture, but I'm waiting until Tuesday to show that to you, where I've taken a picture of the quilt and the actual shirts as well, so you can see how this all went together. So I will be showing that next Tuesday, and of course, here's the kitties. I'm getting there. This is the one for the 4S Club collab, and right now it's hanging on a temporary design wall that I jerry-rigged up. Yeah, the heck with this business about the tablecloths from the dollar store with the flannel backing. They don't work worth a crap. They're also too small. Anyways, I've got it hanging up here. I've got 23 kitties. That's how many it calls for. Now I'm about to put on the borders to all of this. So when I get that, and then I have to quilt it, of course, and bind it. But it's coming along, as you can see. Now, Walter's been busy working on our shirts for this party we're going to. That's a 1960s theme. So you want to show us what you got so far?
Got the kitties done. I have to put a collar on it, and I have to hem it and put buttons on it. The same with this one. This is sort of kitties lounging in Jetson style on reading books.
So which one's yours? Which one's mine?
Well, I don't know. I have a feeling that this one might be yours, the kitties one here.
Mm-hmm.
And this one would be mine.
Yeah.
But I don't care. It's either one.
No, I like
They're
this
both
one.
pretty much the same size. So
yeah. So yeah, you've been busy. So well, you got to get them done before next week.
Yeah. Well, I was going to get to them today or tomorrow, to finish them mostly up.
Yeah.
So, and then I've got a bag I'm making too. So I have to get that to that too.
And we just picked up Walter's embroidery machine. You know, the one he sat on. They replaced the part. And what did that bill come to?
It came to $175.
That's including tax.
Including tax for the service. Well, it wasn't just replacing the part. The part costs $4.78. But it was also, I had, my machine was not cutting thread properly on it. It was still working, but it was a little bit annoying the way it was working. So I had them look at that, and it was readjusted, the cutter, and it was completely cleaned out and relubricated. So
he did do that.
Yeah, he did do that.
Well, I thought that's what you told him to do, because when we were in there, you said you might as well get it all.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So
anyway, he cleaned it out and relubricated it again, and so yeah.
Should be purring like
I
a kitty.
figured that I've had the machine probably about 4 years now. 3 or 4 years now. And I don't use it all the time, but I use it a significant amount of the time. And it
was time.
It was probably time for it to have a service. I didn't think it was too bad price-wise to get that done. So
well, it's a minimum when you take in a sewing machine to Ultimate Sewing. The standard rate is about $100 to $110 for general servicing, like cleaning it up, tuning it up, oiling it all. So, I mean, he had to have a part put on it as well and fix the thread cutter.
and test it obviously and stuff. So,
and that's the total price including tax. And here in Ontario, the tax is 13%. So, yeah, like we're on a group on Facebook for 550E embroidery machines, and the people on there are bitching and complaining. They have a bird's nest, they have a broken thread and the whole bit. And you know what the problem is? 9 times out of 10, those problems can be solved if you do a little general maintenance yourself, like oil it and clean it. How many times have you heard us say this? We harp on this because it is true. But people are low, and then if people have a more significant problem, they're looking for a quick fix for it. They don't want to take it to a dealer because it might cost them some money. Yes, it is going to cost you some money. But if you're going to spend $3,000 to $4,000,
yeah, like there's one they had a problem with it, and it requires an adjustment inside the machine that most people aren't able to do, including myself. And if I had that problem that this person was talking about, I would have immediately said, "Oh, it's got to go in for service," right? And but they're looking for a way that they can fix it themselves to get it.
They're cheap.
Around it.
They're cheap.
And the machines are expensive machines to begin with, so it costs you some money to get it fixed. I think it's worthwhile to have it fixed, looked at it, same time get it professionally cleaned inside, and it's worth every penny to do that. So
you're just being cheap by not doing that. I'm sorry. If you bought the machine and you can't afford to maintain it, then don't buy the machine. I mean, really, it's that simple. That may sound a little snotty, like, oh, rich boy, you can afford to do this. No, it's an investment. You've got to keep your investment going. And I really pity the people who didn't buy one from a reputable dealer, who bought it online or secondhand, because you're just asking for problems then when it comes time. And there will be a time, it will come, that you'll have to have your machine serviced. If you didn't buy it from a dealer, you may not get it serviced at another dealer, because they don't necessarily, even though they may be, for example, a Janome dealer, if you didn't buy it from them, they may not want to touch it. And if they do touch it, it may cost you even more than somebody who bought it at the place. So yeah, you may have got a deal on Amazon or somewhere else, but did you? Did you really get a deal? You have to think about the long time servicing about it.
Yeah, because actually, what's interesting about getting a deal is that we have something called the Home Shopping Network or whatever, or the shopping club, I think it's.
Yeah, the shopping club.
And I've seen the machine that I have, actually the embroidery machine that I have, advertised on it, and it was actually more money on the shopping network than it was to purchase it from a dealer, right? And so I thought, well, why would you buy it from a third party like this that isn't a dealer instead of going to a dealer? A lot of people think for some reason that if you go to a dealer, you're going to have to pay top price.
Yeah.
And actually, that's not the fact. From what I figured, we figured out over the long run, is that probably the best way to purchase a machine is through a dealer. Yeah. You might save $50 if you don't go to a dealer, but having that support network of a dealer is very important. In fact, the embroidery machine that I purchased had a slight problem with it right out of the box, and I had to bring it back to the dealer and have them make a slight adjustment. That must have been a mistake in the factory. So there you go. You could have a problem right out of the box, and then what are you going to do if you don't go to the dealer?
And that's why we've always said those people who have had their embroidery machine that they got it from their husband for Christmas and have never taken it out of the box after 2 years, not a good thing. Take it out of the box. Try it. But anyways, we've talked about all those issues before, but we just thought we'd bring up this latest thing because, you see, anybody can have a problem with their machine that they can't fix themselves, especially if you sit on it. Don't sit on your machine. Okay, so a couple of announcements before we move on here with talking about problems with dealers or whatever. Stephanie and Steven Sewing this coming Wednesday. As always, be there, be square. I'm going to have to leave early because I'm getting a flu shot, but that's okay. Stephanie is there to mind the shop, as she always is, so not to worry. And for you gentlemen out there, Sunday, starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our clocks go back in where we live in Ontario an hour. This at official time is 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, supposedly. Most people set their clocks back before they go to bed with it. So just in case, different time zones, don't know how that affects you. Have no idea. But just beware, it's the men's sewing day. Men only, please. Ladies will not be admitted. You don't have the link anyways, because the link is a private Zoom link, which has gone out to the gentlemen that have already told me they want to be part of this. So we'll see how this works out with men. I have lots of opportunities for the ladies, so don't worry. Not cutting you out. Just sometimes it's just nice to be with your own kind. You know what I mean? Kind of it. Maybe you don't. Okay. So what we want to talk to you about today is this company. Canadian company out of Toronto. LDH Scissors. We, between the two of us, have bought lots of different types of scissors from them. Have absolutely loved them. I did a review of these way back when I got my first pair. They're really good scissors. However, you'll notice on the screen we have something called Midnight Edition Lightweight Gift Set. So Walter got the gift set. Where's the gift set?
Yeah, it looks just like that. Of course you don't.
Well, here, wait a second. This is the gift set. Yeah, upside down. And inside the box.
Yeah, inside the box.
Show inside the box. Don't drop it all over my keyboard. Shiver with anticipation.
Yeah, well, you get a couple of these
Yeah, we
things.
don't care about those.
Okay, so I have these scissors.
So what are you getting in that box?
You're getting a pair of, I don't know how much these get used these days, but pinking shears, for mostly probably for clothing people, right?
You get pinking shears.
And you get pinking shears, and you get a 10-inch pair of scissors, these ones. But these...
Just a second.
Okay.
What else do you get?
And then you get a pair of thread snips, which are a fairly basic pair.
And you can see on the screen that these are on special right now. They say $85 for the set, which is really good. But it's on sale for $76.50. And then you pay shipping on it too, but shipping's not that bad.
Now these were advertised. I got a message from them. If you turn the screen thing, a message from them that said, our newest gift set is here for the holidays, right? And then it says, it shows you the scissors, right? And then it says, our Midnight Edition Lightweight Gift Set is our newest and most affordable gift set, ready for makers of all kinds, such as sewers, quilters, do-it-yourselfers, and just to name a few. Plus, you get 10% off the combined retail prices as a gift set. So, and it describes the items that you're getting.
Okay. Now, there's a couple of things. That's what they tell you that they are. Do they have...
It says it there, too.
Yeah, it says the same thing there. And then they tell you these tools are made out of stainless steel.
You can get it engraved.
You can have it engraved. Recommended use. Please see each product for more specific guidelines and in maintenance tips, ask questions. Okay. That's all they're telling you on here about them. But the description, okay, how did we get the description that, okay, let me start here. Notice the box says they're lightweight as opposed to their regular ones. Well, what makes them lightweight? The handles. Here is a pair of the 10-inch shears, the same ones that Walter got in the gift box. And here's the difference. Metal, plastic, okay? So, you'd expect them to be less expensive, and that's fine. But everything else about them is supposed to be the same.
Okay.
We thought.
I thought anyway, because I thought, oh, great, this is a great price. I have a lady that I know that's having a birthday, and I thought this would be a great gift for her for her birthday. They were a little less expensive than the regular models, and I thought, okay, there's nothing there that indicated that it would be a different quality than their original ones, other than on their description it says for us to look up the individual products, right? Now, I did look up the individual product at the time for the pinking shears, and it said it's exactly the same. It's a light workweight version of their
Signature series.
Signature
or
series.
Their professional.
Their professional series, right? So I thought that's great. But what I didn't do was look up this scissors. I just assumed it was the same as their regular scissors. And as it turns out, these scissors are different than their regular scissors.
And if we go to their description of the regular ones that aren't part. Wait,
no, these are the lightweight ones.
Yeah, these are the lightweight ones.
You said you go to the regular ones.
Yeah, the regular ones. Okay, let me just find it here. $10-inch. So these are the regular ones. They're the ones that I just showed you a minute ago down here that I own. Okay? And if you look at the description of these, industrial grade professional tool handcrafted by our scissor masters, they are best-selling fabric shears. But if we go then to the ones that Walter got, but not in the gift set.
Yeah. You went to all products.
I went to all products.
Signature.
These ones. Crafted from industrial stainless steel and equipped with serrated blades, the lightweight handles makes these our lightest pair of fabric scissor. Okay, so these are different because these ones, the regular ones, do not have a serrated edge to them. They're just straight. And we already said about the handles. Okay, however, in the description in the gift set, they don't even tell you that. They just say they're lightweight. Now
they do call them scissors, whereas the other ones are called shears. And I did look up a description for online as what the difference is between scissors and shears. And it does state that in a general description that shears are a higher quality than scissors are.
Okay.
But I didn't know that as a sewer that scissors and shears were different.
But in their description, they do say in an email that they sent Walter when he said he didn't like I'm moving ahead too fast here. Here's the problem. These scissors in the gift set do not cut as nicely as these ones. Now, okay, they say that the other ones in the gift set are lightweight. Okay, they're different from the professional. Okay, get that. They do cut. But the reason they feel different is because they have a serrated edge. We didn't realize that at first. So they do cut. However, and I asked a few people about this, do you like to cut your fabric for quilt making with something with a serrated edge? And most people said no. They found serrated edges were better for trimming, for cutting off corners when you have to cut off corners or things like that. But for nice, smooth, straight cuts, they prefer ones, and I do too, without the serrated edge to them. All right, that's fine. Okay. But this is what, when Walter made his inquiry, he said, well, he didn't like the way they cut, and he's giving them as a gift. All right. They said in the description on the email that they sent back to Walter, that part, they said, our Midnight Edition lightweight gift set is our newest and most affordable gift set, ready for makers of all kinds, such as sewers, quilters, and DIYers, just to name a few. And somewhere in that description, they said they were good for cutting light and medium weight fabrics. Okay. In my mind, a lighter or medium weight fabric quilting cotton would fall into that. A heavier fabric might be something like an upholstery fabric or I don't know, maybe in cloth making, there might be certain ones that are considered heavy. I don't know. But there's nothing there to suggest that they are not going to do the same job as the original set. Okay. So we wrote back to them about this because we found that their answer was a little brush off type of answer, right? So this is what we wrote. Thank you for your response with a more detailed description of my purchase. I made this purchase as an impulse buy from your promotional email sent out on October the 20th, 2023. In the description in the email, it stated our newest gift set is here for the holidays. In the description of the email, the gift set was described as our Midnight Edition lightweight gift set, is our newest and most affordable gift set, ready for the makers of all kinds, such as sewers, quilters, and DIYers, just to name a few. Unfortunately, I did not compare the description of these scissors to the description of your professional line of scissors. I incorrectly assumed that all your scissors were of the same quality as the professional scissors you sell. Since I did not investigate it further, I thought I had purchased a lightweight version of the professional scissors and not a different grade of scissors. The only difference I thought was the composition of the scissors handles, plastic as opposed to steel. These scissors do cut fabric, but in a different way than the professional line that you sell. I own 2 pairs of the professional line of scissors and like the way they cut, and this is why I was motivated to purchase this set. I do not like the way these scissors cut compared to the professional line of scissors. If I had realized the quality of the scissors was a different grade from that of the professional scissors, I would have purchased the professional line and not the lightweight line. The purchase was intended as a gift for the birthday of a friend that sews her own clothing. Since these scissors do not cut as well as the professional line of scissors, I have chosen not to give my friend this gift set. I do not intend on buying from the professional line to correct my mistake, as it will not arrive in time for her birthday. Although you did explain that the lightweight series were different from the professional line, it was not really clear as to the actual difference. I feel that your description needs to be a little more detailed in its explanation of the difference between the 2 grades so a customer knows exactly what they will be receiving. Just to let you know, I will be reviewing this set of scissors on my husband's YouTube channel, The Idiot Quilter. We have promoted your products in the past on this channel. We will be talking about this purchase and showing the quality differences between the lightweight line and the professional line. This is so that our viewers can make an informed decision if they choose to purchase your products in the future. We will also be including comments you may make about the situation. We want to fairly represent your company and products, but we feel very let down by your product description and your answer so far to my inquiry, which means I may be hesitant to purchase any more of your products in the future. So, have we had a reply?
That was sent out 2 days ago?
It was sent out 2 days ago. We have not had a reply from them yet. If we get one in the future, we will share it with you. But here's the bottom line of all of this. Well, actually, before I talk about the bottom line, so you can see that we did a comparison, I'm going to insert a little video clip in here showing you the difference between the 2 scissor sets. Okay, so everybody, you've heard us talk about LDH scissors. They're a place in Toronto. We really love their products. We have several pairs between the 2 of us of their scissors and always have been really good quality. But Walter just recently ordered a set of scissors that, what was this? This is a kit that came with...
Yeah, it was a kit, and it came with 1 pair of 10-inch shears, and a pair of pinking shears, and a pair of snips, which are not the best quality snips, but, and pinking shears. I haven't really tried out the pinking shears.
Okay, so the problem here is this. These scissors, these ones that came in this kit from them, are called they're light. They're light because they have plastic handles as opposed to metal handles. Well, that's not the issue. That's okay. The issue is the way they cut. So you said...
Yeah, well, I was used to having their scissors, these scissors, and these scissors, right, from them. And they cut through fabric very smoothly.
Yeah, they're the ones that we originally bought from them.
Right. But these scissors don't cut smoothly. They cut roughly through the fabric.
And if you feel the edge of the blade, if you run your hand lightly over them, they feel they haven't been filed down, is what they feel like. There are
Yeah.
rough spots on them.
Yeah, because like I mean, you can even probably hear it is when you cut through fabric here, you can hear it going through the fabric, and it's hard to cut through the fabric.
But when you use the other ones,
But when I use
the originals,
these ones, they cut through very easily. They're very like butter. They cut through. And I like that feeling, but those other ones I don't like.
no, well, they definitely
In
feel.
fact, I have a $2 pair of dollar store scissors. They cut through the fabric almost the same way as the LDH scissors, which does not sound good to me.
No. So, because these are not cheap scissors. They're pretty pricey, actually. Like, how much did you pay for that set?
They were $70 Canadian for the set.
And it was a special, right?
It was a special. It was like $30 off.
Yeah. So, and as I said, I have a set of their scissors. I have several pairs of them, different types, and they don't have any problems at all with them. So, Walter, you did send them an email, right, about this?
Yeah.
And he hasn't gotten a reply back from them because they're at Quilt Market right now, and they're not taking any shipping orders. They're a small company. They're just a husband and wife kind of team. But it sounds to me like they basically have gone with a different manufacturer or something, that they're cutting corners. I mean, yes, those pair of scissors that aren't cutting as well as the other ones are called light, but that doesn't matter. They should still cut. And I had a complaint with them. Well, it was more of a suggestion, a complaint. I bought batting scissors from them, if you remember a while ago, and said that as I was using them, they were catching in the batting. And I suggested that maybe they need to have, instead of real pointy ends on them, a little more blunt, because a pair of batting scissors that I bought one time before that were not their scissors, and they were less expensive, they do, and they work fine. They don't catch on the loft of the batting. And the answer I got back to that was, well, yeah, thanks for your suggestion. And that was it. So I'm thinking this company is not what they were when they first started up. They seem to be getting a little lackadaisy. So we're going to pursue this further, and we'll let you know what happens. But I think what they should be doing is acknowledging the fact that you have a problem. They should be offering you a refund, or they should be offering to replace those scissors. Maybe this batch, they don't know, is defective. But either way, that's LDH Scissors in Toronto. And you know that I do not recommend products unless I have used them myself. And if I find they're really good, then yeah. And so right now, the verdict is out on LDH from what I've told you about them in the past because of this. Hopefully this isn't a trend and they will make things right. Okay. So you can see it's a bit more of a struggle to cut with the gift set pair than the professional line. Now, they do say that these scissors are for DIYers and for crafters. In my mind, that means these scissors are meant to cut paper and fabric. All right, we know there's a problem, right? As quilters, as sewers, you never use your fabric scissors to cut paper because it will dull it. Serrated edge. I've had serrated edge scissors before when I used to be a paper crafter. They're great with paper. Serrated edges. In fact, you kind of want that. If you're cutting cardstock or scrapbooking papers that are a little bit thicker than your copy paper kind of a thing. They grip better. They allow you to cut, around intricate shapes and things like that. So, as a pair of crafter's scissors or general purpose scissors, not a problem. But as a pair of scissors for cutting fabric, in our opinion, in our testing, we don't think they're as good as their professional line. Now, this brings up the whole point. Are these people who run this company, it's a husband and wife team, they're very nice, I have met them. I met them at physically at the Canadian National Quilt Show in Halifax in May. I spoke to them about their products, told them I had several pairs of them and everything like that, and that I love them. And I do, or did. Well, I still do, if you get the right ones. But their nonchalant answer to Walter's first email, and the fact that we have not. How long did it take you to get that answer?
A couple of days.
Now
And
they were at Quilt Market.
now that's the other thing. And it's on their website now. It states that shipping will be delayed from October 25th to November 6th. And that is because they are currently at Quilt Market. And I believe that really they're the only two people running the show. They're not,
Yeah.
They don't have any other employees.
We also think that they probably have a deal with a third-party company that manufactures their scissors and puts their name on them. They probably put in their specifications what they want and all that kind of thing. But are they sewers or quilters? I have never heard them say that they are. They do have a little blurb about themselves down here in the corner.
Hi, my name is Roy.
And I'm Ursula, and we're the husband and wife team behind LDH Scissors.
LDH stands for Love, Dedication, and Happiness, the three values that my family founded the business on in 1990.
How can we help?
Let us know.
So there you go. That's all you have about them. I have not read anything on their website that tells me that they are sewers or quilters. So this brings up a question. How are their products tested? Especially when they get a new product. Are they sending them out to somebody who's more objective about it, who's a sewer or a quilter? Because these are who they are gearing these scissors towards, because they go to the quilt shows and push their product there. I don't know, maybe they go to crafting shows too, where there's scrapbookers. Maybe they push them there too. I don't know. But all I know of is them going to like the National Quilt Show in Halifax and Quilt Market.
Yeah, because all they have on their line is their professional series, which are geared for fabric, right? And then until now, they do have one pair of small scissors that they market towards crafters with a serrated edge. And then they have these that they've just introduced that have the serrated edge.
But the problem is in their description, they're saying they're for both. And that's misleading.
And what also is kind of weird is that they're including a set of pinking shears with it.
Yeah.
Which generally is for people that sew.
Paper crafters don't usually use pinking shears. They could, but they would destroy your pinking shears over time. You can buy something called deco scissors, which cut like pinking shears, but they are meant for paper and stuff like that. So there's a mixed message, to say the least here. Now, are they doing this on purpose to mislead you? I don't think so. It wouldn't benefit them to do that. I'm pretty sure they're not. I think it's a lack of knowledge on their part, especially if they're not sewers or quilters. They have a product that they have never themselves really used extensively in the sewing world.
And they've decided to put this box set out because it's cheaper than their regular line of scissors. However, if you were used to the regular line of scissors, and like what happened to me was I saw this come up as that they were offering a lighter version with lighter handles for a cheaper price point. And I didn't clue in that these weren't as good as the other scissors.
No, because there was nothing. It's all implied. Yes, you're making assumptions based on previous purchases. Okay? I am not saying they're a bad company. I sang their praises back when I first got my first scissors, and I know some of you out there, based on what I said, bought yourself a pair of the same scissors, and you were happy with them. This is a new product. I'm saying, if that's what it's geared for, if it's geared towards paper crafters, people who are general crafters, not serious sewists or quilters, then you should make that clear.
Yeah, like right now, they show you the two sets of scissors next to each other, but there isn't really anything that says these are for fabric and right in the top description. You have to go down into the lower description to figure out what it's actually for. And these are a lighter weight version of our regular scissors more for crafters.
Yep, but it didn't say that.
No.
It said for crafters, DIYers will cut good for light and medium fabric.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
there are other scissors that they have. There are crafting scissors. I actually call them crafting
Yeah.
scissors.
So you see, and it's a mixed message. You know, you're putting these in a gift set along with pinking shears.
Yeah, I know. So you know what? I mean, I got the gift set, took it apart, and tried it out before I gave it to somebody. I meant a lot of people might actually go out and buy this set and thinking that the scissors were the same, make the same mistake I made, thinking that scissors, oh, great, this is a great set of gift set, and it's a little cheaper than the regular gift set, and give it to a friend or something, thinking that they're LDH scissors. I'm giving them LDH scissors, which is like me, and then they come back and say, oh, those scissors don't cut very good.
No.
Right.
So here's what I'm thinking with this. I wrote them some time ago. If you remember, I showed you another pair of shears. They were batting shears. They were advertised as for batting, and they're really long, and they're very pointy, and they're very, very sharp. They cut fantastically through fabric, but not so well through batting with a high loft or with any kind of loft. They cut, but the problem is the ends are too pointy, and it catches in the loft as you're going across. I have another pair of less expensive batting shears that I've had for a while that have blunted ends, and they'll cut through the batting without catching on the loft. That's the only problem with those scissors. So I wrote to them and said, you know, these would work better if you decide to redesign these someday. You might want to blunt the points on the scissors because they're catching in the batting. I got a very curt answer back from them. Said, yeah, thank you for your input. And that was pretty much it. Okay, I didn't expect them to suddenly go and make a change immediately because one person said this, all right? But did they go off and start experimenting with them more further? Did they want to improve on their product? So I don't recommend those scissors to anybody for cutting batting. There are other scissors you can get that are going to cut your batting properly. Those ones do not. They're too pointy. If you want them, though, because they've got a longer blade to cut through fabric, they're great. They're great for that. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is this. They need to listen to their customers, and they need to do more than pay lip service, because I'm getting a feeling that we're getting paid lip service. Now, they may be still down at Quilt Market because there was the after Quilt Market. That's over with. Well, actually, I'm not sure when the Houston, what do they call it, QuiltCon, was finished. So, okay, they're busy. So we'll give them more time to respond to what's here. But I don't think we're necessarily going to get a better response. What kind of response would I be expecting? Well, the minimum I'm expecting is for them to say, we're sorry you're not happy with the product. You're right. These scissors are geared more to crafters, and we should have made that in our description clearer. At the most, you should please send them back to us. They'll pay for the shipping, and we'll be happy to even give you a credit for a different set of scissors or something like that. Or, refund your money. I know their refund policy says that you have to pay for the shipping to ship back their product.
Which is kind of, if you're not happy with the product, then, yeah, I can see that getting a lot of people to ship them back might be a problem, but
really, I think that suggests that all sales are final.
Yeah.
Because this is heavy. This box is heavy. It's not that heavy, but it's heavy enough because Canada Post, this would probably cost $30 to ship to Toronto from where we are. Because you're going to ship it with tracking on it as well. So I know from what I have sent And the things I have sent in the mail to the States and out west in Canada and to Ottawa, which are lighter than these, it has cost me like $32 with tracking. So, yeah. Considering that the gift set cost $80, if it's going to cost you $30 to send this back for a refund, well, you're not getting a full refund, are you? You're going to get back $50, when you take in the cost of this. So that says to me something about them as well. I'm very disappointed in this company.
I think they made a mistake by offering this product the way that it is, along with their regular line of scissors. I think it cheapens their product. I also think that, like I said, if I had purchased the gift and just given it to somebody without trying it out first, and then these other people had received these thinking that they were like their version of good scissors, right? People won't go back and buy more from them.
No.
Or anything like that.
I mean, they're doing themselves damage by not really scrutinizing their own description of their product a little bit more carefully. And this all comes back down to who tests their product. Are they testing them themselves, and are they testing them for the purposes that they say they're for? They could not have tested the batting scissors. There's no way. Or if they did, yes, it would cut batting, but they're not quilters, so they don't know how we use the scissors. They need somebody. I volunteer. I'll test your products. No problem with it. But yeah, and that's what I find very disappointing, because I really did believe in them. And now I'm not going to say that I'll never buy something from them again. No, because I like what I have, with the exceptions I've already mentioned. But we just don't like the way that they're handling this situation. Give them a little bit more time, okay? Maybe they haven't arrived home yet from Houston. I'm sure it's very difficult to deal with everyday business when you're at a show and stuff like that. I get that, especially if they're the only two. They've never made any indication they have other people working for them or with them, or maybe people who can handle customer inquiries. I don't know. So we wait. We see. It is a case of buyer beware, but it isn't a case of them being 100% fraudulent.
Like, I mean, in the original message, they said, well, if I felt the scissors were defective, that they would send me another pair just to try them out.
But they're not defective.
They're not defective. Yes, they cut different.
Yeah, and they aren't what we thought they were intended for, based on the minimal amount of information they gave on their website about it.
And maybe I would never have noticed it if I hadn't owned a couple of pairs of LDH scissors to begin with.
Yeah. So there you go. We'll keep you informed as to what we learn about all of this, and we'll go from there. So, I don't know. If any of you are here in Ontario and you have seen LDH scissors, and you may own a pair, or maybe you're thinking about buying this gift set, well, just beware that if you're buying it for general use, not for fine sewing or for quilting, then they'll be fine. I'm sure they will be fine for that. But maybe we're picky, but we are. It's still a lot of money that you're spending on that. I mean, I know you can spend a lot more money than that on scissors, on one pair of scissors. I mean, my very first pair of scissors were a pair of ginghams. And those scissors are like German built, and they've always had a good reputation, and they're like well over $100 for a pair of them. And I bought them at Michael's with a 50% off coupon. And you want to know something? I like the LDH scissors better than the ginghams. So, and there's other brands out there too that are good, like Koi. Expensive scissors as well. But we thought we would support this company when they first started advertising these scissors, because they were local, as in Toronto, so local to us in a way, and they're Canadian. Wanted to support a Canadian company. And we still want to support a Canadian company, so we'll Our final judgment will not come down until we get a reply from them, and hopefully they will send us something more than just a little pat on the head and go, well, that's too bad, kind of a thing. That won't go over well. Okay, so that's our story about LDH scissors today. We thought we'd share it with you. You know that we do not talk about products that we ourselves have not used and are not, and if we are in love with them, we will tell you that, and if we hate something, we will tell you that as well. It's our honest opinion, and we're not trying to be nasty. We're just selling it like it is with it all. Okay, now we had another topic today, but I think we're going to save it for next week because we've already run now pretty much our time today. And I'll just give you a preview of what we're going to talk about next Friday. We don't often know what we're going to talk about the next week over. But I get a lot of people, well, not a lot, but I get enough people that it irks me, and I'll be honest about it, who go, well, where did you get that thing? Now, oftentimes, and Walter curses me for this, I sometimes forget to put it in the show notes, but I can't put down everything in the show notes that I buy. Also, the onus is sometimes on you to do a Google search. And I do say what the name of the product usually is, or that's there. It's easy enough. Listen, write it down, replay, rewind, do it again, write it down, and go to Google and find it. Google's wonderful for that. But maybe, I got thinking, maybe some quilters and sewers really don't know how to use Google effectively to find things. Maybe they find it frustrating. So next week we're going to talk about, from a quilter and sewer's point of view, how to find things on the internet that you're looking for. Maybe some tips and tricks about using Google and a few other things that you may not know of. As well. So that's going to be next week's topic. So any parting words, Walter?
Nope.
So what are you going to do about these scissors now? What are you going to do with...
I've decided I'm keeping them, whether they're for myself or not. I had thought of giving Gail or giving this lady the set. I have a smaller set that I might include in with it, or substitute your scissors and buy you a new
These are brand new. These have hardly been used at all that I have them. They are not my main scissors. I bought them because I like LDH products. I got a thing for scissors, and I keep these over by my pressing table, and on occasion I have used these just to cut a small piece of stabilizer for the embroidery machine with it.
Or I put that in the set and then give
I was going to say,
new set, bread one for you.
Or I just take those ones because I'm sure they will cut my stabilizer without any problem. I can try that. Well, we'll see. Because it would be a shame not to give her a set. And we know these ones are tried and true. They will work like a charm for her. And as I said, there's not even a mark on them. There's nothing. They are absolutely in perfect shape. Only used by a little old man on Sundays every other week. Okay? For one snip. Sort of thing. Okay. So that's it for us today. And share your thoughts about this company or anything else you want to in the comments below. And we'll go through those maybe next week as well. Okay. Say goodbye, Walter.
Goodbye.